guys, Howard here with Beast of Burden from the Rolling Stones, another classic from them from the Some Girls album. And I'm in standard tuning. I've got my pickup selector in the mid position, so I'm utilizing both pickups. I've got a really clean tone going, maybe a little pinch of reverb, and that's it, okay? So again, we're in standard tuning, and the song is pretty simple in that there's only two parts to it. But that opening classic riff can be a little bit tricky to play. If you listen to the recording when the song first starts and you hear the guitar by itself, it sounds like he's rolling off of a full B bar chord to that E. You definitely hear something a little bit thicker. It could be just this as well. Something like that. In any event, I'll show you how to do that because if nothing else, it's really cool to play it that way as the song evolves, especially if you're the only guitar player. But again, it can be a little bit tricky. So what we have is a B bar chord, and then you're literally going to hammer to an E major bar chord, and you do that by just laying your ring finger down. And it sounds kind of nice with the full chord. And that's a down, up, down, with that last down being basically a mute. And for that, I'm just playing the D, the G, and the B string. Once you hammer onto the chord, you want to strum just those three strings. And then we move to a B, 7, 7, 8, 9, and that's a straight B major chord. And then we move to a C sharp minor, and once again you can play just the D, the G, and the B string if you want, although if you get all four in there, you're good to go. And that's 9, 9, 9, 11. So now we have... So that's classic Keith Richards right there. We're barring still at the 9th fret, but we're including the D string for sure now. And what you want to do is you want to play the D and the G string, but only hammer the D string to 11. And then this finger is on the 10th fret on the B string, and come up and hit that with an upstroke, bringing a couple of the other strings into it if you want. So this whole riff, nice and slow then, is... And when you repeat it, we just want to use the D string, the G string, and the B string, and we're playing a B major triad, 7 on the B string, 8 on the G, and 9 on the D string. And you're going to do the same thing, just roll that finger down to catch those strings. Slide that sometimes if you want to, just for color. But that's how the main riff is played. And then once it gets going, again, if you're the only guitar player or you just want to make it sound a little bit fuller on guitar, you can play it with the full-on bar chords. Can sound quite nice if you can wrap your head around that. So obviously I'm starting out the same way with the full bar chords, B to E hammering, and then I play a slightly bigger version of the B chord. We've got the 7th fret on the B string, 8th fret on the G string, 9th fret on the A string with your ring finger, and then 9th fret on the D string with your pinky. It gives you a little bit bigger B chord. And then we move to a C sharp minor bar chord. So that sounds a little bit bigger than this right here, although you still have the same 3 notes in there. Downstroke, upstroke, just like before. And then for the, if you don't want to jump back up here, you can just play it here, like so. So what I'm doing is sliding on the G string from the 4th fret to the 6th, and then barring the first 2 strings at the 5th fret to form that A chord. So you can play that either way, the small way or the big way, okay? Now for the next part, we'll be moving from an A to an inverted E chord. So we've got an A, and then we've got an E. And as a note, the bass plays a G sharp over that E, but we don't have to worry about that. So we're going to move from the A to the E, just kind of strumming some graceful downstrokes, if you will. And so on, okay? So the strumming that I'm using on it is just basically some downstrokes kind of sitting with the vocal, if you know what I mean. And I went to a B bar chord there, and then we add the pinky to the B string at the 5th fret to create that suspended. 2 strokes off, 1 stroke on, and then back off. And the second time they go through that, they play that chord a little bit longer. So it's, just keeping it loose as always with the Stones. So that second time through again, you'll just sit on the B a little bit longer. And so on. Okay, so there's another way you can play this B section as well, and if you watch some live footage of the Stones, unfortunately you don't get to see Keith as much as you'd like to probably, but you can catch him playing the A chord here, and it looks like he possibly goes to this E here. Either way is going to work, but you can also play it like this. And you can also, in my mind, it actually sounds better moving from this A to this E. So you can combine those two together if you want to. So there you go with Beast of Burden from the Stones, another classic from them. Pretty easy tune to play for the most part. So I hope you enjoyed it, and all the best to everyone.